Jai Jai Shri Radheshyam and welcome back. The Life of Love. Biography of Srimad Radharaman Charan Das Dev, the veritable embodiment of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's universal religion of love. Next morning, Babaji Mahasai set out with his Sankirtan party, and those who were skeptical inclined accompanied him to the scene of occurrence. It was about 9:30 in the morning when they reached the Vanyan, and men found to their astonishment that the tree danced again as the Lord's name was sung beneath the branches. They saw it, and yet they would not believe. One of them stepped forward and asked the Babaji if he had any objection to somebody climbing the tree for asserting the truth. Say he had none, provided no non-Brahmin should undertake the task. 2 Brahmins' boys were accordingly summoned to get up on the tree, with instructions to ransack the branches and see if there was any bird or monkey or any other animal that might have been swinging the branches that seemed to dance to the tune of the Sankirtan. But they could not find nothing, and so it was finally established beyond the shadow of any doubt and universally accepted as a truth, this dancing of the branches of the tree. They naturally attribute it to the power of the saint, more so when they look up our Muslim friend Haradan Mandal, the leader of the Mohammedans, regarded with fear by their Hindu neighbors. This Mandal, who was come again and singing with tearful eyes, along with the others in the Sankirtan party. The same thing was repeated for 7 consecutive days, and the branch danced whenever the Babaji sang with his party under the banyan tree. So we remember the lila of Baba, Sri Radharaman Charan Das Dev, who was singing kirtan around the banyan tree, and the banyan tree was dancing. Only when the Sankirtan was going on, the tree was dancing. It's absolutely wonderful to see something like this, to be able to read stories of the sadhus in this level as Sri Radharaman Charan Das Dev. One Radhika Babu approached Babaji Mahasai and asked him respectfully to explain the mystery of the dancing tree. Babaji Mahasai said vegetables have internal consciousness as well as the animals, and they are more or less sensible of pleasure and pain. The Shastras say that the tree can see and taste as we men do, as we can demonstrate the truth by noticing that the tree evinces selective action, and it takes in air, light, water and salt for its consumption and subsequent growth and development, and also that a creeper plant at a distance of 5 or 6 yards is always sure to surmount the obstacles and make its way to the neighboring tree. Facts like this go to show that vegetables can see, and they have their tastes and tendencies in common with the animals, with the difference that in the latter they are more clearly pronounced and more strongly manifest than in the former. He explained, Babaji Mahasai, Sri Radharaman Charan Das Dev, he explained that animals and vegetables, trees, they can feel, they can see, they can hear. Only that these qualities similar to humans are more similar, more special on animals, more developed, but it doesn't mean that trees or vegetables cannot hear and feel. So we must treat every single living entity with love and affection, and the vegetables that we are using for bhog, for making the offering to God and to eat the prasadi, everything we must to show our respect. And since they can feel, also we can explain. We are going to do offering to Bhagavan, then your life will be a successful life. From millions of births, this life of you as a vegetable, as a tree who gives this fruit, is extremely successful. By blessings of Nitai, now this will be offered to Thakurji directly. So you as a soul are blessed now. We can say that, why not? More or less, more than less. Krishna is present in absolutely everything, inside the trees, inside the stones, inside the heart, inside the atoms. So we can speak directly to Krishna. But they are there, and so we should think twice before we carefully harm these plants, for then we might be guilty of some such offenses as cruelty to animals when we try to injure them. Our Shastras go further and say that even men may sometimes, for some serious offenses on their part, find themselves transformed into plants in the course of the future transmigration of their souls. This might sound rather strange, and men may be disinclined to accept it as truth, as the theory of evolution may have got a firm hold on their minds. But it is not the less true on that account, for if evolution is true, involution also is true, the one being necessarily implied in the other. Absolutely, you can go further in your evolution, or you can go backwards in evolution. Now you are a human being, but who is giving any insurance? Is any signature there that reads that you will be a human in the next life? Who say that? Nobody can say this to you. So we must to act every day in full consciousness as much as possible, and to chant, of course, the names of Hari. This is the Yuga Dharma. Then he proceeded to point out that the being in the tree was a saint who came to be born as a tree for some serious offenses. And there is a list of such offenses with like consequence recorded in the scriptures. Commit in previous life, and as such dance like a saint and a devotee when the name of the Lord was heard. He then asked all present thenceforward to regard all beings with the love and respect due to them. Here is a very important lines, because it shows that even a saint that we will think they will get enlightened, or they will go to the Krishna's above, etc. He did an offense, very important offense. Then he was reborn as a tree. How powerful is this? That is showing that even saints can fail from the evolution. So what is left for the ones who are not saints? It's very clear. From Diknagar, Babaji Mahasai went to Bavla in Shantipura, the place where Advaita Chandra Prabhu had performed his sadhana. The memory of Advaita Chandra brought forth sattvika bhavs, and he fell senseless on the ground. And he, like this, was traveling and chanting Bhajanita Go Radhesham Japo Hare Krishna Hare Ram, bringing light to every single town and village. Chapter 16, Navadvip's Death and Revival. In Gurabha Mahasai danced and sang before the deities of Radha Vallabh in the temple during the morning and evening. In the next morning, he wanted to leave, but unfortunately, all his companions were taken ill with malaria. The Goswami of the temple, who had already requested him to stay on in the temple for a few days, came and said, "Now you see, Radha Vallabh also want to enjoy your company for some time more. How can you leave when everybody is ill?" So all of them had to stay on. Toward the evening, there came an astrologer and began to read everyone's hand. When he saw the hand of Navadvip Das Babaji, he was taken aback. He kept gazing at him for some time. Everyone thought that there was something extraordinary in the hand, which may be very auspicious or very inauspicious. They wanted him to declare what it was. He said, "I shall let you know about it in private." But Babaji Mahasai said, when we say Babaji Mahasai, we're speaking about Sri Radharaman Charan Das Dev, right? Said, "Why in private? In this world, good and evil go together, and everything happens to the will of the Lord. So there is no harm if you say it before the person who it concerns." The astrologer said, "I do not know what I should say. As far as I can see, the life term of this young man has come to an end. If there were any means by which he could be saved, I would have suggested, but his death is so sure that it cannot be prevented by any means." Navadvip Das laughed and said, "I knew this already. The astrologer who made my horoscope at the time of my birth was most competent. He had predicted from my horoscope that I will die in the first half of the month of Pausha in the year 1895. He had also predicted the disease of which I will die. The astrologer said, "As far as I can see, you should die of fever and cough." Navadvip said, "Yes, that astrologer that had also said the same, but there is nothing to worry about this. For me, it would be a matter of a great pleasure if I die in such a good company." But it was a matter of the greatest concern for all others, because Navadvip Das was their life and soul. They could hardly live without him. They believed that Babaji Mahasai could save him, but he looked so indifferent. When they asked him about Navadvip's faith, he said, "What do I know? Nitai Chand know what he wants to do. Whatever he does is always for our good. You need not get agitated, chant Harinam." Navadvip's condition worsened. Both fever and cough went on increasing, till one day he became so weak that he was not able to speak. Babaji Mahasai asked everyone to surrender him and perform kirtan. Navadvip looked at Babaji Mahasai for the last time and somehow folded his hand to bid him farewell. Babaji's eyes became wet. He shouted, "Jai Nitai! Jai Nitai!" The next moment, Navadvip breathed his last. But Navadvip was not only the life and soul of every member of the party of Babaji Mahasai, he was also the most beloved one of Babaji himself. How could he let him go? He asked his companion to take him out of his room. They took him out. Babaji Mahasai lifted him up and clasped him with both of his arms. Navadvip's head lay motionless on Babaji's left shoulder and his eyes were turned upwards. All others wept as they sang kirtan around him. The kirtan went on, and after some time Navadvip Das opened his eyes and lifted his head from the shoulder of Babaji Mahasai, looking all around. Then Babaji Mahasai left him off and began to dance and say, "Bol Nityananda, Bol Nityananda, Bol." Others shouted, "Bol Nityananda, Bol Nityananda, Bol." One more Babaji Mahasai tied Navadvip Das in his arms and let him off. The moment he let him off, he also began to dance in ecstasy. Dance and kirtan went on for some time. There was no end to everyone's happiness. When the kirtan was over, Babaji Mahasai said to Navadvip, "This time Nitai have given you a new lease of life. Go and roll in the dust where his kirtan was performed." Navadvip Das smiled and said, "I know you can kill or revive at your will." He then began to roll in the dust. Rolling, he went and sat near the feet of Babaji Mahasai after making obeisance to him. Others also made obeisance to him and sat down at his feet. Gokula, a member of the party, asked Baba if it is possible to save a man after his term of life is over. "Why not?" replied Baba. "When possible run short of money and have nothing to eat, don't they borrow? Money can be borrowed, but it is possible to borrow life?" Gokula asked again. Baba said, "Everything is possible for Nitai. Leave aside the revival of a man who is dead. Nitai can make even a doll live and speak like men." Baba Mahasai's fever. The same night, Babaji Mahasai was laid up with high fever. The fever continued for 3 days unabated. During this period, he neither took any medicine nor fasted. The 𝐼𝐸𝐻 Ayurvedic doctor, who had been treating the other members of the party, said to him beseechingly, "Baba, if you do not take medicine and be careful in eating, the fever will not easily leave. You must in no case eat anything that will increase phlegm." "Then what should I eat?" asked Baba. "You can take barley with a little sugar candy. I am leaving 2 pills of Mahalakshmi Vilas and 1 pill of Jivara Shintamani. Just now, take Jivara Shintamani with the juice of petal leaf, ginger and honey. Then after a couple of hours, take Mahalakshmi Vilas with the juice of tulasi leaves and honey. In the evening, again take Mahalakshmi Vilas. Even then, if the fever increases at night, do not fail to inform me." "Very well," said Babaji, and bowed down to him with respect. The 𝐼𝐸𝐻 also bowed down and left. The Goswamis of the temple of Radha were filled with anxiety for Babaji on hearing what the 𝐼𝐸𝐻 said. After the 𝐼𝐸𝐻 has gone, Gokula asked Baba, "Shall I prepare the medicine now?" Babaji said, Fold the 3 pills in a piece of paper and put them under my pillow. Gokula did likewise. The news regarding the fever of 𝐰𝐸𝐺𝐸 reached Calcutta. On getting the news, his disciple Yogendranath Mishra, who lived in Calcutta, arrived to the temple at about 12 o'clock in the noon. He brought with him fruits, pickles, jam, and various kinds of preserved ghee, which is used as medicine. One of the Goswamis said to Baba, these things will not be offered to Radha just now. We shall offer them when you recover and are in position to take prasad. Baba said like a good and obedient patient. No, Baba. It is possible to eat these things now? After the bhog was offered to Radha Baba said to Gokula, get me some prasad. Gokula hesitated, but on Baba's request he went and brought the Mahaprasad. Baba took the prasad and slept. In the afternoon he said to Gokula, every day at night, at the time of Nikunja bhog, you offer to Thakur all the different kinds of fruits Yogesh has brought. Gokula began to offer the fruits as Nikunja bhog, and 𝐵𝐸𝐺𝐸 began to eat the fruits as prasad. This continued for 2 days. The third day, the fever shot up too high that there was severe pain in the chest. This caused great anxiety to everyone. Baba's chest was bandaged with flannel after fomentation. Talks began regarding consultation with a good doctor, but Baba said, let us wait till tomorrow morning. When night came, Baba said, let only one man remain with me, the rest must go and sleep. So only Gokula remained with him. At midnight, 𝐵𝐸𝐺𝐸 said to Gokula, you see those two earthen pots up there? Bring them down. Gokula brought them down. He saw that one of them contained pickles of mango and lemon, and the other contained jam of mango. He was alarmed and said, Baba, you are ill. How can you eat these things? Baba said, I am sick, but no Nitai. What can I do if Nitai wants to eat? You offer them. So saying he threw away the bandage and with his own hand arranged the pickles in a plate. Gokula was petrified, but he had to offer the bhog. 𝐵𝐸𝐺𝐸 ate up all the pickles, 7 or 8 orange and a number of other fruits. None had ever seen him eating so much at one time before. Next morning, everybody was full of great anxiety. They were seriously thinking of calling some doctor, but when they went to see 𝐵𝐸𝐺𝐸, he said, I am all right now. I should take my bath? Everybody was surprised. The Kaviraj came to examine his pulse and said, surprisingly, today there is no phlegm in the chest. On the contrary, Vayu, air, has increased so much that you must eat fruits and you can also bathe. Gokula was quietly watching everything so far, but now he could not remain quiet. He said, Kaviraj 𝐵𝐸𝐺𝐸, I am puzzled. I do not understand how the pulse of a patient of pneumonia who ate at midnight 7 or 8 orange, a pot full of pickles of mango, lemon and plum, a pot full of mango jam, and a number of fruits of various kinds can indicate increase of value in the morning. Everybody was surprised to hear this. The Kaviraj fell at the feet of 𝐵𝐸𝐺𝐸 and said, kindly excuse me for the offense I had committed at your feet by offering to cure you. For you, who can cure the disease of the soul that binds the jivas in the material world? The disease of the body must be a trifle. I am your child, and I pray for your mercy. 𝐵𝐸𝐺𝐸 said, pray to Nitai. I am but a doll in his hands. I dance always as he makes me dance. Jai, Radharaman Charan Das Dev ki Jai, Sri Radharaman ki Jai, Jai Nitai Jai Gaur, Jai Jai Sri Radheshyam. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, share on your social media. Ask your friends to subscribe to this channel to support the spreading of the message of Baba, Sri Radharaman Charan Das Dev. Jai Jai Sri Radheshyam.